I'm gonna just touch on this fight. I've said this for a while now. Like, he's a really, really good fighter. He's man, it's tough. Like, this generation, I think I've alluded to this before. Haney, him, and a few of these other guys, Tank is the only one that has something to me that is special.
Yeah, they just
he has a special power, and he sets traps. Those are his real great abilities. He has a lot of other really good things like timing. Well, that's
even defense.
His defense is solid. Yeah. Sometimes he get a loose with it, but he gets a little loose because he has power. I would say the guys with power will get a little loose with it.
He get angry sometimes.
But he's smart. But when it comes to these other guys, they try to compare him. Like, they had Shakur come out with
Terrence Crawford
and Andre Ward. And then Floyd was even there, and they be like, the past, present, and future number ones and all that. And he's going to be the future number one. I was like, they keep putting these guys out there. I don't feel like some of these guys, like him, I don't think he's a great talent to me. I mentioned this before. I wasn't trying to like bash because he's a really, really good fighter. But I said he's more of a straight line guy.
Yeah. This
fight showed you a lot. He went front, back, and then he would go side to side, not doing anything offensively.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get to use his physical attributes to rotate. He can't. It's weird. He doesn't use the angles of using his like twisting.
But they both
turning folks. That
made it weird.
No. I've been saying this for mad fights now. Like I told y'all, he fights. He's more of a counter guy and does a few things that's a little bit differently. But like he's closer in Earl Spence-esque than people think. Like he's not really overly twitchy. He's athletic, but he's not overly twitchy. He doesn't rotate. He doesn't use the angles certain times. Like, because in that fight, that guy, he should have been able to step back,
beat him up,
maneuver him, hit him with maybe a check hook every now and then when he would lunge in and stuff like that. He wasn't getting some of that off.
Especially in some of the few times where he clenched and he was able to get out of it. Like, that should show you, like, yo, I didn't
see any adjustments.
Yeah.
The greats can make adjustments. Yeah. Not saying every fight's gonna be clean, but bro, he literally just the same thing. And you're trying to elevate yourself up to another level, and it's just like a fight like that. Yes, that's a good point. I already said I knew that wasn't some weak dude that he was just gonna go in there and fight. But and I don't want to give the other dude. He has ability, but he wasn't. He was getting mad. Like he was like, it's like, bro, you can't be waiting on somebody to fight you. But
that's my only gripe with the whole thing. Like, De Los Santos's corner never made adjustments. They never cut the ring off from him. They allowed him to run for 12 rounds. I'm like, y'all didn't do no different game plan. He kept doing the same combos. He kept doing the same stuff. So it's like
Shakur stuck with the same thing. He stuck with the same thing because it was working. He stuck with the
same thing because they didn't make him change.
Yeah, it was working. But listen, he apologized for his performance
because he talked all that trash.
Yes.
It's like, yo,
and he's trying to get to another level. And this is why it's like, this is constructive criticism. It's not like I'm not trying to hit a bash him, but it's like you're gonna have to do a little bit more.
The way he did Jamel Herring and Comey makes me feel like if he really gets inside and fights with people, he still can do that. He's not a power puncher, but he can do that.
Yeah, he's
like
skilled.
I feel like, but those fighters forced him to do that.
Yeah, and
because I feel like he would have did that with everybody.
And plus, he's seen an obvious physical advantage.
Yeah,
that's another thing though. When you get to you're not having those obvious physical advantages. Yeah. That's why I'm just saying, like if I think about 35, like when we was probably like, let's say middle school, high school, somewhere in around that range, Manny Pacquiao cleans him up.
Dog.
Wild Man Cruz beats him up. Joel Casamar, in that era. I don't have him beating it. I'm not trying to bash him, but I'm just saying when I'm thinking about special fighters, I'm not seeing this. He's talented, very gifted. In this era, he might be able to slide, but I'm not seeing that. And I'll say this: listen, there was people like, did you see when they were showing around the arena? And this doesn't mean everything, but when you want to get these great fights, you want people, the money and everything, because we shouldn't worry about that. But that's what makes the fights happen. There wasn't much of anybody there. That's why you got to take certain risks with certain fights.
But that's because they picked a Thursday night.
Nah, that's not it.
It was mad sporting events.
He's not packing out crowds, period, Mike. This is not a one-time thing. And people were leaving.
But is that because of his fighting style?
it's a combination.
He's always been like I used to watch.
I do believe at Thursday
Stevenson damn near like the last couple years of Spike TV when he was super young.
Yeah, I'm watching him before he was in the
pro. He's been defensive, bro. Like he don't really be knocking niggas out like that.
He's
no disrespect. I'm sorry for that.
But you see, Floyd became super defensive. But Floyd, early in that career, when you trying to take off, you gotta take more risk.
But Floyd was low key a stoner, like as far as hitting people and beating people up when he was in his prime.
That's what I'm saying. You're not trying to hear me though. When you're trying to get to another level, you got to take a few more risks.
Yeah,
you have to.
Yeah,
like Floyd got cracked by a Chop Corley. Sometimes you gotta put yourself in some sort of harm's way. See, a lot of these problems, a lot of the issues a lot of these dudes have now, they're trying to be Money Mayweather already. You got to go through the fire. Your guy that you come out with all the time, Terrence Crawford, he took risks. Sometimes people talk about how Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford not accredited, but got dropped twice. It should have been credited that he's been dropped like twice before, but he took a few risks. He had to get to, and then it took him forever, but he finally, now everybody want to see him fight this person, this, that, and that third. You gotta go through that. Like, too many of these guys are trying to just get through to become the massive star, but you cannot do that. Why do you think Tank is way bigger than all of them?
Yeah, because he a dog.
He's going to get in it. He's going to take some risks. We've seen him Ryan Garcia cracked him a few times. Yeah. He didn't have to get cracked by him, but he knew, I'm going to get him out. You gotta at a certain point, because all these dudes gonna want to command this and command, and they already be doing it. I ain't gonna fight you because you're not giving me this and you're not giving me that. It's like, dog, like I've said this before. None of these guys are gonna become mega stars if you don't have like a knockout like special gift like Tank until y'all start fighting the other guys. If you're not doing that, you're not gonna. That's why the older fighters were getting more popular and stuff like that, because they were fighting the other guys at younger ages. They weren't waiting to get these fights at 31, 32, 33 years old.